fight for what we believe. We fight for what we believe. Now more than ever. We shall rise in the darkness and destroy the enemy where they stand. To oppose us. My name is Commander Isaac, and I'm taking a stand. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's not what I thought.
It was true, Commander. All must be done is being done. That the remain is all for this, a battle to cry. If the separation believes their own, they will be their undone.
Welcome to monetization. Welcome to hell. Commander Isaac, this is real. Understand your sins. This is my place. This is my domain. You will die here.
We fight for...
Alright. Alright.
Alright. Alright, so there is quite a bit that has to be told. I know this is probably the most interesting thing that you just seen. This is Warhammer 40,000 40k Commander 4. It's going to be about 10 missions long. I've already decided to know what I've already decided to do exactly what I was going to do before. So it's going to be about 10 missions long. There is only one chapter. So I hope you guys enjoy the chapters that consist of these missions. There's going to be, like I said, some voice and echoes like you just seen. This, however, is not part of the in-game mission. I just want to let you guys know ahead of time that there will be brand new echoes and inside of the mission. I will not be releasing the game mod until about December 2026. That is going to be when it's 2026 of December. It will be December. It will be the 2027th, unless the mod of that Gaia is working on is done before. When the mod is completed, if the mod adds, there's also, just so you know, it's subject to change. It may come up before December. It just really depends on. Got a little hoarse today, so I do apologize for the inconvenience. But there is a lot to do in this 10 mission chapter game. I'm really excited to bring you the first ever, and this is called the first ever for a reason. The first ever combat. Commander Isaac will be using a chain sword, or a power sword, or even many other objects that he will be using to kill the demons. This is one of the most interesting stories that was ever told. This is going to be what I like to call Iteration 1. Alright, so let's talk about what's really going on here. So, if as we hear him talk about the demon was enslaved in the first game of that was back in Call to Arms Vanilla, that was back in that one, and he was slayed there. So the interesting thing about this is that, as we know, Commander Isaac has returned from the hell. He somehow was able to return. The interesting thing about this, though, is the year is 5672, so it's years after 40, 45, or 46, 57, and it takes place. But this chapter, it begins a brand new chapter in his life. What are we going to be using in this game? We're going to be using swords, chainsaws, and power weapons, plus guns. Maybe even a hammer. I don't know yet. The mod is coming along so well, so beautifully. I'm very excited. But I am not allowed to share any footage or details and without permission. I do want to let you know I am working on a standalone mod myself for this game. Okay, I know, pretty exciting. I know, great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, I get that. Um, but I can't release anything to the public until there are two mods being worked on: Warhammer 40,000, Halo, Zombies, and something on uh, Wounds of Iron has been worked on a little bit as well. But I'm very excited to just talk about the main thing about the main character, which is Commander Isaac. Commander Isaac grew up with his family, but then his family was later killed, and he had to cope with all that. At the age of 14, Commander Isaac, which was known as Isaac, and this is all fake. This is just good story. Was then later, as I told before, and I was talking about in PS4 area. I'll probably go in more detail about this in the game I'm going to be downloading for you guys. So what happened with Commander Isaac was the interesting thing about it is what happened with him is he was drafted by General Green into the late war. This is a war of robotics, more advanced. At 14 years old, he became a commander fast. But it wasn't to after he had to do many missions before he became a commander. At the age of 14, he was put in control. Before he was a commander, he was just a private, but it was private commander. I know that doesn't exist, but hear me out. This is just a good story, all fake, pretend, non-fiction. Or fiction, I'm not sure. Take on coughing again. So he was pretty much breaded out and brought back into the army. He had to do many missions as we go all the way back to where it all begun. With Private Isaac. Private Isaac he's the same person obviously, but we have to break down this story, we have to go back and talk about it. Probably one more right here. Right here, Private 1. Private 1 is Commander Isaac. Just so you guys know, he lost his team because of General Red. Now, speculation believes that General Red is dead completely after he'd been shot and killed for the final time, which is a game I am going to be releasing it after the Halo mod comes out. It's gonna tie into that, if you guys don't know. So yeah, the Halo mod's gonna be tying into that one mod. It's really cool and really awesome. So we'll have that Halo mod probably next year at some point in time. So expect that final game of General Red coming out. Alright, so this tells more of the story of what's really going on. So he was drafted into called Commander Researches. He was done with Commander Intel, and then you had Scorpion Commander, General Purple, These were all in General Black, and these are all different commanders and cyborgs. Now they're played up by simulations, of course, but General Green was impressed of what Commander Isaac could, or what Isaac Commander, well, Private Isaac at the time, could do with such good intel of building bases and taking out troopers, destroying the enemy with just a simulation. He was extremely impressed. At 14 years old, he was promoted to Private Commander. He couldn't take anything into the real world until he turned 18 years old. When he turned 18, General Green had then put Commander Isaac out in the field for real as a private. But not a commander, but just a private. He was a private commander in the simulation, but just a private when he first started out in the battlefield. This was 2001, his first year. He did great. He killed the enemy, did what General Green told him to do, did many missions of General Green telling him what to do. Many missions. And he did great. By the time he turned 22, this is when General Red had then seen something inside Isaac Commander that just wouldn't turn. There was something inside of him that would not change, no matter what General Red did, no matter how many teams that he took, no matter how many family members died. There was something in Isaac Commander that just didn't change. That was his faith and beliefs. They were so strong, and that General Red wanted that out of him, but Commander Isaac resisted. He told General Red that there's no way in hell that I would join you and your team after what you have done. General Red was furious, and this made him mad. This is why on all 5 bases, the General Red launched attacks on Commander Isaac's platoons, destroying the bases with satellite strikes. The year was then coming up to 2568. General Red then launched an all-out spy into their base. At this point in time, the spy was later killed, but before he was, one of the Isaac Commander's teammates was having a good day, and Isaac Commander was having a good day. All of a sudden, it all went bad. The spy played just like one of the regulars, a friend, getting close to Commander Isaac and his team. One day, after General Red had activated his spy, he went in and put micro bombs. So this is why I call it micro, because they're micro. He was like he took his drink, put micro bombs into his drink, and his friend drank it. And then one day afterwards, he then burned up into flames, literally on fire. It killed him. This was downhearted to Commander Isaac, but Commander Isaac knew that he had to be strong for the rest of his team. This is pretty much really interesting because it's where Kira, Kara, and Kira come into play. Kira was a sniper, Kara was his sister, and Kara was his girlfriend. They all died by microbombs. After this, they all died by the spy. The spy was killed after his girlfriend died of microbombs. And let's just say it wasn't pretty. When Commander Isaac got a hold of the spy, it was pretty bad. Let's just say evilish. But he prayed about it, asked for forgiveness for it, at what he'd done. It wasn't just a simple shot in the head and killed or arrested. It was worse. The vicious of the enemy could see it, and God seen this into Commander Isaac. Commander Isaac had repeatedly repented, saying sorry after so many times. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just killed him in the head and been done with it. But I didn't. The anger and the rage enraged him even more. Not knowing what could happen, General Green told him to get some rest. The faith was still strong to Commander Isaac. Never ever giving up, not one time. Still having faith into God and to Jesus. Never ever giving up. 3562. Years later. General Red has the attack on the ship. And he says this. All 5 bases, get ready. Destroy them, or die trying. For your life is nothing, for it is written, as mine is. General Red sent a scout force, a team into the bases to eliminate General Green's men. This later imprinted of Commander Drick. At the time, Commander Drick was there. Salazar and Kisa Ase was also there as a private. The bases being destroyed was nothing. The interesting thing about it was Commander Isaac was not even aware of this. Had he was, he would have probably prevented this strike, but he was so contemplating and so, as I like to say, confused. This led to many different things to be going on with Commander Isaac. General Green told Commander Isaac to figure out where that base attack was coming from and destroy him. Well, Commander Isaac was busy doing other missions. Unit 1 came into play. Unit 1 was a private back then. This had just been the Covenant had just started at the same year at 36-37. The Covenant had attacked the Alienaries. And we'll get more into that later. What you need to know now is that this mission, the story, revolves around Commander Isaac and his echoes of shadows, forces, and voices. Echoes, shadows, dust. Pretty much all wrapped into one. This game is 10 missions long. Inside of these 10 missions are chapters. So you have chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Inside of one chapter consists of 5 missions. Inside the second chapter, the exact same, and so etc. etc. Once completed, you could say this is 48 missions if you want to, but these are chapters built into one. Chapter 1. The downfall of his past. As he leads us, when he finally gets to the commander, when he finally gets to Flame, which is a commander, but it's the demon of Flame, not him, not his true form that nobody, as a commander, doesn't even know. It does kill him, but his spirit, the Flame spirit, goes into Commander 5, Warhammer 40,000, Commander 5. That is the final chapter. It was chapter 5, Warhammer 4000, Commander 5. I'll be right back. The interesting thing about it is many things are different. Many things are not are uncertain till what the story unfolds. I won't spoil it anymore, as I want you guys to be able to play from start to finish the Commander Isaac, the one I've dreamed of for so long. The Commander, Warhammer 40,000 Commander 4. And Isaac is the only person that you play as. You'll destroy units, demons, tanks, trucks, battle bases, everything else. The interesting thing about this is that I hope you guys enjoy it, because it's going to be a long time coming for me. A long time coming for you guys. I've always been excited about it. I've always thought about, because, as it comes to me, I don't know a lot, I don't know, this has been on my mind for a long time. When I first ever created the trailer for Commander 4 and you guys seen it, I had 98 views. So thank you for that. Thank you in general for all the views, comments, badges, everything. Just thank you for everything. I want to say thank you for everything. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful beyond words. I know I talk about doing a giveaway, and we are going to do a giveaway. When probably when I can, I'm gonna do it. It just depends. I don't know how much yet, but we're gonna do it because just me. I want to get back to the community because they've been given to me. I'm just grateful for everything. Every single one of you, I'm grateful, and thank you so much. So, I guess you could say, what is the interesting thing about it? What makes Commander Isaac Commander Isaac? What fires the interesting thing about that when you're talking about it, right? I think, as we talk about it more and more, as we see this, as we understand the truth, as we understand that goes the dust, the memories, the voices, he's firing into something that he's trying to understand. He's trying to see the story for what it is. And when he sees this, when he hears this in these different missions, in these different areas, he's looking and trying to understand the truth because he's fighting everything then that makes more sense. He's fighting everything that can combine. He's fighting everything that you can understand the truth. He's fighting it all. And it's all being attacked. Everything is being attacked by not him, but them, than you could possibly imagine. But that's it for now. I'll see you in PS5, probably Throne of Liberty. You guys take care. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I do appreciate every single one of you. Have a good day, and I'll see you in Throne.